All right, guys, what is up? I am They Coming, and welcome to the stream today. Guys, we got to talk. Big time. I went ahead and turned the music all the way off just so that we could have some silence together and I don't know, so I could get a lot of stuff off my chest, I guess. Kind of say how I feel, and just connect with everyone that's been watching our Squad Busters journey here. Yeah, I know I'm 2 days late to the party, but the timing of the release of the news information that kind of hit the squad community like a bomb came at a really bad time. I had a full day of work on Thursday. Yesterday was Halloween. I had massive plans with friends and I also had to work yesterday as well. So I worked and then had a massive Halloween party last night. Dig was there. You guys know that Dig Dag's my close friend. And it was an awesome time. I mean, Halloween was amazing. I had an amazing time last night. But it really sucks that in the back of my head was the news that Squad Busters is actually shutting down. And I'm sad. I'm really quite sad about the news. But let me go ahead and say hello to everyone that's here. We got L66. What's up, man? Welcome. iPadu, welcome back. Ken Unites Rip Squad. Hello, Unite. We'll get on to that, man. 7929. Harshmellow, dead game. JK, actually not JK. Dude, it's actually totally valid to say now. Balthazar, man. Glad to have you here as well. N1SM, OMN. Hey, what up, dude? Welcome back. Johnny, how's it going, Johnny? You hit the like button. Pyotrex, why are you crying? I am not crying right now, but I'm definitely not feeling fantastic. First thing, you have Supercell because they didn't give the game enough time and they're stupid, says L6666. I'm gonna get into a lot of my feelings in just a minute. You know, I think there's several things to address on my end. Okay, let's start with I began playing Squad Busters last summer, I think June. In like middle of June, I picked up the game, so I wasn't like a launch player or a beta player, but I picked it up like mid-June, and I played it regularly, basically ever since I picked it up. I'd play it, you know, pretty much every single day. There weren't many days where I didn't play at all. Like I think I actually was like a daily player for, you know, since the game launched until now, with very few days where I just didn't play. And I really enjoyed it. Like 1.0, I got used to it. I got into it. I liked it. It was fun. I will say though, when they made the 2.0 update in May, I was actually extremely positive about that update because I really liked the idea that they were increasing the sort of need for skill expression. They were making skill expression like a bigger part of like being good at the game, which 1.0 was sorely missing. And so I was all for it when they released 2.0. Unfortunately, where I think things went particularly wrong was really right after the 2.0 release. I think initially, that first month of 2.0, they were regularly adjusting the game, doing bug fixes, patches to things that were not working as intended. They actually did put in like, I don't know, a decent amount of like, you know, back and forth between, you know, basically quality assurance, like making sure that the game was actually landing and functioning correctly. But after that month, I think we all felt this massive silence from the devs. Part of that had to do with the summer vacation that they take in Finland. It's like everybody does it. Everyone goes on summer vacation, and so they're working with the skeleton crew to more or less keep the servers on, make sure no catastrophes happened. But the devs kind of went silent, right? And during that period of time, you have to remember that they released the Sonic Hero collab. And if I'm being totally honest, I think that collaboration was a massive disappointment for a lot of different reasons. It was a cool collaboration on its face, right? Like we were gonna get this hero that was beloved by lots of people that wasn't a Supercell hero, right? It was really interesting concept. However, if you don't remember, like if maybe, perhaps you weren't paying attention at that point in time, but a lot of you probably were if you're watching this channel, Sonic did not actually work properly. Like his power wouldn't actually activate increased attack speed. None of his kit was working properly. And so when you talk about where things really started to go wrong, I think that was probably the first major indication to me that like, okay, we're not really trying to make this land the way that it probably should have. I imagine millions of dollars were tied up in this collaboration. And the fact that it landed and it didn't function right for a period of like weeks, and then finally they fixed it. It just didn't say very good things. Like, hey, D-Dag's here, what's up? So yeah, I think that was the first like major disappointment for me with this game, was seeing a collab with Sonic the Hedgehog release with such underwhelming response. And it wasn't because the community wouldn't have been excited about it. It's because when he launched, he just wasn't any good. So like you have a collab, something launches, no one really likes playing it because it's not powerful. Like you're just quick, right? And then finally they fix him, and then all of a sudden he's very strong. And even now, like there's like in an update that happened a few weeks ago, it's like they rolled the clock back to a prior build, and suddenly Sonic isn't working right. All these other things aren't working right. I could never really understand how things could break patch to patch that were like fine in a prior patch. To give another example of something that broke seemingly for no reason is Bo. Bo was one of my favorite hotshots to run on Queen, specifically because his attack speed was insane, and you could basically not run a supplier and sit in the center of the map and farm the big monsters. And Bo would just melt them when you had like 3 squaddies. It was fantastic. It was awesome. A few weeks ago, no, over a month ago, they completely broke Bo. And I reported it and I was like, guys, like, please fix this. This is not working. And nothing happened. And that's just one thing on this list of like bugs that existed in the game since like last year that never really got addressed. And I never really understood how they expected the game to really like grow if they weren't addressing like core game functionality and making sure that it was rock solid. So yeah, disappointment with that. Then they released Spike. And Spike was completely OP busted. But also, for weeks and weeks, Spike's kit did not work as intended. And instead of quickly fixing the issue, quickly remedying the problem to where, you wouldn't lose grenades for no reason. Um, you know, all of your abilities and powers weren't recharging at an alarming rate, making you like raid boss powerful pretty much at all times, like very difficult to attack into if you were a casual player, that is. Like they went from releasing Sonic, which was not objectively not a great hero on release, to releasing Spike, which was a fantastically strong, overpowered hero on release, but still with problems. And then after Spike, they released the P.E.K.K.A. And P.E.K.K.A, while it's fun, it didn't really fit in the metagame when it landed. But let's be real, like P.E.K.K.A releasing at the time that it did, like the timing of the P.E.K.K.A release and then this information coming out that they were closing the game, it was too close for it to be like, okay, we released P.E.K.K.A and it didn't do well and that was the final straw. No, it was like they released the P.E.K.K.A, but I think they probably had already made up their mind. And like, I don't know, man. A big part of me feels like that hero update was the right move for the game. However, they actually didn't do enough to ensure that like the game was continuously like refined and quickly refined to where the hero update was going to be this cohesive, like awesome part, like core functionality of the game. I think there's a lot of people out there that weren't necessarily in the competitive space, but more in the casual space, that were continuing to complain that, oh man, heroes are overpowered. It's no longer about building a squad, which yes, but also no. And it's just overall sadness. Jaded says, I quit, but 2.0 brought you back. Yeah, man. I feel that. Like 1.0 was starting to get stale. Like, and when they announced Heroes, I was like, dude, this is actually going to be kind of cool. Like, I was into the idea that Heroes were going to add this, like, add more dynamic gameplay, skill-based gameplay. And for those people out there that say that, oh, Heroes mean that, took no skill, that's totally wrong. Like it's people that never really dug into it, but maybe they weren't interested. So it's neither here nor there, I guess. I hope you will stream at least the Christmas update. I will. So guys, that's actually a good thing to address. I know when the news came out on Thursday, I was literally like out and about, like between work, trying to make time to put out a message because it really did come at a terrible time. Like I haven't had time until now to like get on live stream and, say hello to you guys and talk to you a little bit. But in terms of streaming squad more, I don't think that's really going to be the play. Right? Like I have to start really making some decisions about like what's going to happen with TCM, right? And right off the top of my head, I'm just going to say it. I would love for our players to stick together and find a new game and jump into some sort of team-based gameplay that has maybe like a similar controller scheme. And so earlier in the stream, Kin Unites threw out there Pokemon Unites. Our players, have been chatting up about Pokemon Unites. General chat, the community, there's been chatter about Pokemon Unites. And I'll be giving that game a shot for sure. 100%. I've played a lot of MOBAs in my life. I played League of Legends in college. I played Smite post-college. And both of those games, at the time, I remember being like really like interested in. Like I will still watch League of Legends like the World Championship circuit. in all the major tournaments throughout the year, because I think League of Legends, like, esports production is like so good. It's like basically like pro sports, but pro esports commentary. And yeah. So moving on, for Pokemon Unites is probably something that I would hope that our team TCM wants to explore together. I haven't downloaded the game yet, but I am going to. Like I said, the past 2 days, bad days for a big shakeup like this. Haven't really been able to tune in for my stream until now. But I'm definitely going to give that game a shot. I've seen it. I've seen some gameplay. I've watched a little bit of footage online. I do know Pokemon. Pokemon was a game that I grew up with when I was like 12 years old. I had the first Game Boy games. I had the Pokemon cards. What was it, like 2012 or no, 2000? When did I want to say it was 2012, 20 or 2013. Pokemon Go came out. I downloaded that and played that a fair amount when Pokemon Go was like in the first few years, and enjoyed the game. Actually played Pokemon Go when I was in Istanbul a little bit to like make some friends, right? When I lived over there, I would like roam the city and like use it as an excuse to like go and see different places and have some fun. Say, sell me your cards. So but yeah, so Pokemon is definitely like something that I know about like on its surface a little bit, but I know that this, whenever you have like such a like a different type of title, there's always going to be a learning curve. And but I know MOBAs, so I have MOBA knowledge. I know how MOBAs work. There's lanes, there's a jungle, there's neutral objectives, and there's like periods of the game where you're sort of farming up a little bit, and then periods of the game where you're supposed to be grouping and trying to like, you know, get kills onto get kills onto the other team, take towers, that sort of stuff, take the major neutral objectives for a buff, things like that. So yeah, Pokemon Unite, I think I could get into it. So I'll be downloading that and probably streaming that next. So yeah. We need to, but here's the thing. We need to give games a shot. We need to give some games a shot. Like, just hopping right into like one title because it's the first thing that gets suggested, maybe that's not the wave, but I think it would be helpful to like kind of see what the general Squad Busters community is doing and like what they're feeling and like where they're wanting to go, because like it helps to have people that already kind of like know you if you're going to hop into a new space, because it can be really tough, like kind of starting from square one, you know? Like with Squad, my first Squad streams were like 2, 3, 4 people. And then by the middle of the summer, we were hitting like 40 to 50 concurrent across 2 platforms. And it was, that was cool. Like those are numbers that I was like vibing with. Did I play Pokemon Red and Blue? Yes, I did. I played both those games. I don't have my Game Boy anymore though. I think I sold it at some point. So I don't have my original, I don't have my cartridges, but I did play those games big time. I'll try Pokemon Unites. I've been trying several games that found no one like that you liked enough yet. Yeah. Pokemon TCG Pocket, dude. I can't do games where I have to like pay to win by opening packs and all this stuff. I can't do it. Like, I'm just not interested. Like, let me play a game and like unlock some characters and have fun with it. Like, that's what I really need to do, is like find a game where the monetization is not crazy. Like, if they want to sell people skins and make money, then cool. Like, I've always said that like devs that want to make cosmetic content and sell it to people, that's the kind of monetization that I can get behind, because I don't have to buy a skin if I don't want to, but it's not going to make me less powerful if I don't buy the skin. So I want a game where the monetization model is not wild. And yeah, someone was talking about your transferring your progress from Squad Busters to another game, to another Supercell game. And yes, that is going to be done. Basically, and this has been summed up to say that any in-app purchases you made in for Squad Busters, that value is going to be, you can transfer that value to another Supercell title. And the Supercell title that I value the most, aside from this game, is Clash of Clans. So I will probably have a nice chunk of, I think, season passes, probably like gold passes or whatever, are going to be transferred over to my Clash of Clans account. I mean, I haven't done it yet. I think it opens up like about a week and a half from now for you to be able to do that. Yeah. Bro, can we talk about 2024 and 2025 split for the transfer? That's such a scam. You know, I hear what you're saying, and I've seen people kind of complain about it. And like say and honestly, they're not wrong to be upset, right? Like most people that wailed out for Squad Busters wailed out very early on, like in 2024, like straight up after the release, like for the first few months of release, they wailed out. They maybe spent 1,000 or more, like to go crazy, get some squaddies that were like highly upgraded, right? At the same time, I can't say that just because they're shutting a game down, we should have to pay everything back to them. Or they should have to pay everything back to us, rather. Like, I made most of my purchases in 2024. But I don't think I'm like upset that I'm not getting that progress back. I feel like 2025 is like okay. And the reason I say that is because like the company had to like have money to like continue developing the game. It sucks that it didn't pan out and that they're actually shutting it down, but at least they're saying, okay, in 2025 we didn't do anything for this game. Like it, when you look at what actually got released in 2025, like new content, Heroes was the primary thing. That's it. Like Heroes, no new squaddies. Asterisk. Sonic the Hedgehog had Tails and Knuckles. Both of those squaddies were like, okay, I think Tails was a little better than was definitely better than Knuckles, but like they had teased the Musketeer Christmas of last year, and we still don't have it. We're getting it in December with 8-bit. That means that the only Supercell squaddie that will have been added to the game in 2025 is the Musketeer, and it was teased a year ago. So when you talk about like new content, new this, new that, in 2025, man, just they didn't do anything. Like we didn't get anything new. The hero update was the new stuff, right? But they changed the core of the game to be heroes. And when they did that, they then had to make sure that people wanted to play for it and could play for it and liked it. And that just brings me to this too. There was so much radio silence pretty much after the Sonic release. There was so much radio silence for a period of like 2 months where we didn't really know anything about what was going on. I didn't see Adrian posting on X. I didn't see Paula posting on X. I didn't see any kind of announcements on the Squad Busters Discord server indicating that like the developer was like trying to keep us tuned in. And I think that's a massive mistake, man. Like, it just, I don't quite understand why we had all this silence. And I, it, I really lament that more than other things, like to a large extent, is there was this period of radio silence where the community was like complaining about like, why are these things still broken after months and months and months? Why are we not like saying, okay, right? Clash of Clans, they have a problem. It might be a pain point for like a few days or whatever, but it's like instantly there's always some sort of a response on Twitter. There's always some sort of like in-game message, right? Like this right here, dude. Like some of the recent balance changes have not been shared in game. Like when they updated, when they gave us this round of the latest rounds of balance changes, they didn't write about it in the game. And I just couldn't figure that out. It's like, guys, if you're going to publish it for content creators like me to share and say, okay, as of this morning, this is what's changed. Go forth. It's like, okay, but like if no one's watching a content creator and they were a Spike player and suddenly Spike is just not killing people as often, your stun doesn't last, your stun is less than 50% of what it was. Everyone's going to be like, why did you, like, you've broken the game. Like, why is the game broken? It made no sense, man. So the radio silence over, what was being changed, like, hey, if they'd said at any point in time, like, hey, we've heard this and this and this, and this is going to be addressed in a patch next week. That's the kind of thing that I would have expected from Supercell Games. Because in my Clash of Clans days, things never stayed broken for very long. Like, if something was broken, like, we knew that those developers were aware of it, like, instantly. Like, I was part of the NDA club, but before the Creator Club existed. And I had the opportunity to share feedback about pre-release stuff with them. Also, if we encountered problems in game, we could reach out to somebody and tell them. And I had a direct channel to certain people that could address it. And for Clash of Clans, things did get addressed. And for this game, it was like, I know there were so many passionate people in this community that were like shouting it from the rooftops. The spectate mechanism is always janky, like bugged. Like you could be watching a match, and this happens to this day, and it was the same this time last year. Like, if we can't fix core functionality of the game, we're not willing to address it. We're not willing to talk about it. Like, dude, I just don't get it. I really don't get it. And so let's talk about something else. Who's responsible for that? You have community managers, right, that are more or less a mouthpiece that goes both ways between community and developer, right? They speak on behalf of the developer, but they also try to speak to the developer on behalf of the community. So it's this really important role. And it really makes me wonder if at a certain point they just weren't allowed to talk about the game or told don't post. And because I would have expected, if you're a community manager and you're trying to like make the community feel like the game's alive, things are happening, this is coming, teasing us with this, teasing us with that, like little Easter egg posts. I would have thought we would have seen more of that. And at a certain point, it went from like what was already kind of like not a lot to like actually zero. And I just don't know. Paula has a seat, but she really dropped the ball with this. Dude, but the thing is like I don't know if it really was the community managers that like just elected not to talk or if they were being told not to talk. Because when a community manager is going to make a public post about the game, right? Hey, this is what's coming. No doubt that sort of thing has to be like vetted by people. Like, no doubt that those statements that they're making on behalf of the company to the world about new upcoming content or teasing content, all of that has to be done in such a fashion that like it's approved, right? I get that. Like they don't want to overshare, they don't want to overpromise. And then like I mean, just some of these posts, man, like, or just lack thereof. I'm just kind of like, dude, like, what happened? It's almost like they released 2.0, worked hard, did some moderate work on it for about the first month of 2.0, and then it was like completely gave up. Took their hands off the wheel, went on summer vacation. And then when they came back, they said, "Oh, well, the numbers aren't good. Looks like we're giving up on this." And that makes me feel really bad because, like, I was playing the crap out of this game over the summer. You guys saw me. Like, I was playing all the time. I was streaming it all the time. I streamed it every day for a period of like 3 months, solid. And it's only been like the last month where I've kind of like had to curtail that a little bit and stream like 5 days a week instead of 7. And I feel bad, man. I feel really bad. Were any of their games this big when they were released? No, they all needed time in development, but they simply decided to stop developing this one. Yeah, I feel like I kind of feel like they gave up too soon on this title. But they gave up after waiting a period of time without actually making meaningful changes, meaningful adjustments. Putting key functionality into the game that would have further brought people together and tied them to the game. The biggest way that could have been manifested, the clearest way, would have been social systems within the game. Clans/clubs, right? If they had a clan functionality in Squad Busters, players would have been more united in their gameplay instead of having to find these external mechanisms like fucking like trying to find people on Discord. It's just silly to me. Like, really silly to me that everyone's clamoring for clans. We need clans. And like last Christmas, I think that there was a big talk about that. Like, when do you think clans will come? They're like, not in 2024. Okay, great. I guess, they have other plans. And then it took them, like 6 months from Christmas, well, like 5 months from Christmas to May to like revamp the game for Heroes. Okay, we didn't see that coming, but honestly, I liked it. I thought the hero update was necessary. I thought it was great. But still no clans. Even the end of 2025 roadmap, when we finally got that, not seeing clans on it was like, okay, this is not looking great. Like, this is feeling doomed. Just very slow. Like, too slow. Like, you guys didn't move fast enough to like troubleshoot. Cynthia, what's up? Hey, BB. Cynthia BB, how are you? Buy the pass. What pass? Oh, yeah. So check this out. Apparently, the new gym pass for this month is 10,000 gold. Get a bracket level squatty and more. What's that? What's this? Right? Like, this is like user interface, right? Get a bracket level squatty and more. What is that? Like, why does it read that way? The gym pass has been in the game for a year now. It's been revamped. But I mean, like, why does it say that? Why doesn't it say get a 3-star squatty and more? Why does it say that? It's so we got a 10,000 coin super pass. I just it's all silly, man. Like yesterday was the first day I haven't logged in since Global Drop. Yeah, I think I logged in just to like look at the game and didn't play a game. I was too busy for Halloween and I was also feeling really bad. Some people does not like Paula. Some said bad things on Twitter, kind of mockery, very nasty. I haven't seen any of that. I don't have anything personal against Adrian nor Paula. I don't know them as people. I just know like what I've seen or haven't seen from official Squad Busters posts. I don't know about their personal streams or whatever they've done or whatever they've said on their personal, their personal Twitter accounts, whatever it is. I haven't seen any of it. I don't follow them like that. I was following them in their official capacity, and what I can say is that at a certain point, I did not see much at all coming from them. And it's unclear to me whether or not it was their choice not to publish, not to drive those platforms, or if it was the company's choice to say, okay, we're not going to release any information yet. Don't post about the game yet. Because that very well could have been a thing, you know? They just cried after seeing the game, seeing that the game wasn't getting $1 trillion a day, so they saw no reason to continue developing. Squad Busters earned 2 times more than Moko this month. Yeah, that's they did. Wow. Oh, very interesting. To be honest, I didn't expect the devs to wrap this up so soon. Yeah, me neither. Pass 10K coins. It's crazy. The game has been going downhill since the end of 2023. They stopped giving updates, balance changes, etc. It's like they gave up. Yeah, I feel like they gave up, man. That's my honest sentiment as well. I think they gave up before they like actually adjusted the game to where things worked. Instead of like continuing to like try to give us candy like Transformers collaboration, Sonic the Hedgehog collaboration, right? Which I guess it was kind of interesting at the time, but in hindsight, like I actually offered feedback that was like, these collaborations are bad for the game. Like they're just not good, especially when you lose the contract right, you lose the right to run the event again because the contract you signed with Hasbro went up. And now the squatties are legacy, never to be unlocked again. I think that moment honestly struck me really hard. Like when we found out, oh, the last Transformers event ever, and I saw that you will never be able to unlock these again. I think that was the first like actual red flag for me. It was like, why are they? How can they do that? Like they're not releasing any new squatties to really like make this seem like it's not a big deal. But now you're making 2 squatties legacy, so new players will never be able to unlock them. like not great, right? Lucky boxes give wild amounts of hero points now. Yeah, I saw that too. I've lost the passion. Why play if it's going to shut down? Yeah, exactly, man. That's kind of how I'm feeling. I really love the game, guys. I loved playing the game. I loved playing different heroes. I was just getting into this, getting more comfortable with like multiple heroes. Like I really bared down with RK for a season. I bared down with Queen for a season. Clearly, I bared down with Mortis for a period of time. I got into BK for a period of time. I got into now P.E.K.K.A. Like I actually kind of liked it, especially after they adjusted him, but that was short lived because what was it? A few days later, you know, it wasn't even a week later that they announced that they were shutting down the game. It's like, well, there's no reason for me to keep playing P.E.K.K.A. now if the game's not going to exist. Apparently, you'll get rewards for their super scale games based on your squad versus playtime. Yes. And you know what's interesting about that? I actually am like number 45 in the world for Squad Busters playtime. And other members of TCM are also right around my position. If I think some of them are higher. But yeah, I believe when I looked at the squad tracker site, I'm 45th for playtime. Let me see if that's still if that's correct in my mind. I'd have to double check this. Leaderboards. Matches played. What is it? Time. I think it's matches played. Most active players. Time played. Yes, I'm 45. So you guys can check this link out on Squad Tracker, and you can see where you are on this list. You can search yourself. You can see the time played, and I'm gonna say that I'm gonna say this out loud because I am kind of disgusted in myself for having played the game this much in the past. Where are we at now? Like a year and 4 months. A year and 4 months. According to Squad Tracker, I have 68 days and 8 hours. 68 days and 8 hours of gameplay. Let's go up to the very top here. Number 3 in the world is SG Bunty with 93 days and 23 hours. So he's basically at 94 days played since release. There's a guy, let's see, I don't even know what country that is. Indonesia. Can't say the name. It's a couple, well, it's not a name. It's some strange characters. Like random characters. 94 days and 2 hours, so only a little bit more than Bunty. And then you have Lil Mama from the USA with 94 days and 5 hours. That's insane. That is insane. That's a lot of time. If I thought I had a lot at 68 days, that's a whole extra month. That's over 3 months of their life since release has been playing the game. Johnny says you're 96. Yeah, boy, I see that. I see that, Johnny. So what's up, man? Jen White is in here. Bicho's in here. Mahone is in here at 78. What we got? Is that Andy? No, that looks like a different Andy. EF Chicken Poo's in here. Barbaros, Zfong, YT Mashiro. Ooga Booga is in here. I miss Ooga Booga. Chases from Taiwan. Vorinclex, Deadrar, Kiki, myself. It's actually it's pretty cool to see that of the top 100 players, I see. Hold on, where do we actually start? Because our players are up there. 1, 2, 3. So that's Deadrar, Kiki, they coming. That's 3. 4 TCM players are in the top 100 for lifetime played hours. Doc says you're at 56 days and 21 hours. That's wild. That's crazy, dude. It's crazy. That's just so much time, my guy. Missed top 100 by 5 hours, says Doc. I mean, you could always push your way up onto the leaderboard now because a lot of people will probably quit playing. But yeah. You made 22 in the US. It's crazy, man. Like, so anyways, I put a lot of time into this game, guys. It wasn't, I worked hard to have the season finishes that I did. Were prior seasons to the ones that I competed in more perhaps more flooded with crazy players and people. It was maybe a more like saturated ecosystem in prior seasons. Yes, but I still did something that no one else did that season. Played the most, won the most, like all of it. So yeah, I just I feel let down that the devs didn't do more to make sure that Squad Busters was successful. I haven't talked about this yet. I don't think Squad Busters did really anything to like sell the game to people past a certain point. Right? They weren't able to monetize the game in a way that incentivized people to buy things. And, on one side, it's awesome to have free-to-play models where people that are free to play and just play a lot can max out and be just as powerful as other players. The other side of this is, well, if you're going to allow that to happen, then you need to figure out other things to sell people. And I sort of commented on this a little bit earlier, and that is cosmetics, skins, squatty skins, hero skins. They did not do 10% of what they could have done to ensure that we had things to purchase all the time. Right? And that would have required a lot less effort to put a skin into the game rather than revamp a system or add a new modifier or mode. If they had been just releasing new skins on a frequent basis, like multiple new skins per month, it would have given people who wanted to spend something to spend on. But we never saw any of that, dude. So yeah, it's such a bummer. You could have done a lot with less effort to earn money. Exactly. Skins. Yeah, definitely. My phone also tells me how many hours I was playing. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah. I'm so afraid to know how much played. The Chinese guy with 61,526 games. I don't even know if he actually lives in our universe. Bunty, I think, has over 30,000 games. So Bunty is way up there. I think that player with 61,000 games, maybe it's a botted account. Like he's botting to where his phone is just constantly running games, because the number doesn't sound real. Like given how much I was playing over the last year, and I thought I played way more than I in hindsight than I should have at this point, knowing that the game's shutting down. But 61,000 just doesn't seem real. It seems totally unreal. If my match total is almost 25,000 games, and I was at 68 days played, that means that this guy would have 140, 150 days. So you mean to tell me this person's playing 5 months out of the last 16? That's crazy. That's crazy. I genuinely wanted to spend to support the game, but there was nothing other than the pass. And yeah, like I said it so often too, give me something to spend on. Let me pay you something so that so that the company can like show something to the people that are like making those big decisions and be like, look, we've collected this revenue. But the fact that we didn't get any new skins in a timely fashion, just really, what a bummer, man. I know it sounds like a joke, but he's on my friends list, and I can see him actually playing real all the time and actually even having a good win rate. Triple Dan, I'm worried about the guy's mental health if he's got 61,000 games. Like I really am. Like I don't know how that's possible. They buffed Lucky Box drops. Yeah, but it doesn't matter, Pyrotrax. They literally did it after they told us they were closing the game down. Basically, as a way of saying, well, if you have the game now, I guess you can play it to completion. We'll help you we'll speed you up to the very end if you're not already there. Just go ahead, go ahead and complete it. Just so you can say you did. It may be multiple people playing the same account, says Doc. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like it could be like 3 guys that are just like weird, and they're living in different parts of the world, and they're all logging in at different times, which is definitely against TOS. Don't do that. Do not account share. You will encounter like serious problems if you account share in Supercell games. Moko will be the next one to close, as Afald. I don't know anything about Moko, guys, but what I can say is I saw a little bit about how they're basically taking a break to change their progression system, which is like, well, if it's in beta right now and it's not open, if it's not globally launched yet, do all that now before you globally launch. You better get the core gameplay nailed down. You better get the core systems like solid, like where you need it to be, where it's gotta be before you globally launch, because Squad Busters had a short little beta and instantly launched globally because they thought they needed the players to play it to be able to see the problems. And when they started getting the feedback, did not actually make moves to like build the game up into something that people wanted it to be. The people were like, yeah, we need this to be able to enjoy the game more. You're saying Moko is already global? I did not think that it was global. I also think the difficulty in obtaining the ultimate teams that added spice and appeal to the game, reworking the difficulty of obtaining squad upgrades wasn't the right solution to remain financial. Yeah. That's where SC screwed up with Squad. They launched way too quick. It launched in summer. Yeah. It's been global for a while now. Sadly, Squad is the first ever Supercell game to close in global launch. Yeah, man. And I honestly think, Afal, that's why I had more faith that even though Squad Busters had seen a dip in popularity, and expect like over the summer, like the massive 2.0 update just didn't garner like the surge of new players that they thought it would. Um, I honestly think that that's why I was, just kind of saying it. Well, if I'm joining the game, I'm gonna play the game. I'm gonna innovate in the space while it's here. And I thought that it was, we were just going through a period of growing pains because I've seen Supercell, when they actually globally launch a game, that they follow through and it becomes amazing. And with this one, it's the first time that they've ever dropped one. Feels bad, dude. Feels really bad. If he actually played alone all these games, be afraid to think about his mental health right now. Oh, you're talking about that guy's 61,000. Yeah, that'd be bad. I'd say 24,000 has been a little taxing on my mental health at times. Yeah, if he actually play, they do this in silence. Yeah, it was like silent decision making. Man, I feel so bad, especially for you with all that announcement, because it was so clear of how much you supported the game and wanted it to get better with your streams. Doing, you're even at the hardest time. CC, that's a message I sent when came to this stream. Yeah, dude. I was clearly like I have been extremely passionate about Squad Busters and like what I could like see in my mind of the future of this game being. And I just don't get how they weren't able to address things that had been wrong with the game for such a long time if they weren't going to be doing more of the new, right? Like it's either they were going to address the old stuff or they were going to work on the new stuff. And I couldn't tell that really either of that was really, really, really being dug into. Congrats, King, dude. I read an article where Squad Busters earn only $190,000 in a month from the shop. That's a very low amount for a game like this. Yeah. But I don't blame us. I don't blame the players for that. If you've been playing the game for, many months and you get to a certain point where you realize like, okay, there's nothing for me to spend my money on. Yeah, I saw it. I'll respond to some. Okay, yeah, and it's actually a good thing to bring up. Yeah, thank you guys for reaching out. Some of you guys have reached out over the past couple days just to like say, hey, could you help me with this, or hey, consider this, that, whatever. Patrick, when it comes to that idea, I am not allowed to do that sort of thing or stream it. Cannot participate in that with considering my relationship to Supercell. And BB, I saw your message also a little bit earlier. Yeah, I'll send you the server link after this so you can get on our Discord. But yeah. Okay. I need a brief moment to use the bathroom. When we come back, we're going to continue our discussion. I want to talk about kind of what's next. You guys know that I appreciate each and every one of you for coming to this community and squad. We made a lot of great memories here. I am not sure how much squad I'm going to play again. I'm sure at some point I'll want to whip it out and get nostalgic. But my immediate concern is like making sure that TCM is wanting to stick together, and this tournament team that we put together for Squad Busters potentially could continue our team synergy in a different game and keep our friendships and those relationships, because I've had a lot of it's made me feel really great having a team and having those friends and getting to know them, joking around with one another, you know, just these new relationships that I think everyone has formed inside of TCM. It's been a really big positive part of my life in the past 2 months. Like I'm really, really, really grateful for people coming together, and I don't want to lose that. Like I don't want everyone to say, "Oh, our game died," and see you later. I'm gonna go. And so yeah. Oh, so we're in a relationship. When you gonna wine and dine me? Hey man, I've always said if anyone in TCM ever comes through Atlanta, hit Dig and I up. We'll go out. We'll have a good time. But yeah, okay, guys, I need to use the bathroom real quick. We'll come back and we'll keep talking about the next steps. And I want to hear from you guys about trying new games. What you think I should try to play? What you think would I might enjoy? Things you think that our team of TCM could get into together. We've got some ideas already. Our team is also trying some things out already, but I actually do want to hear from you guys. Give me just a minute. Coming back from a bathroom break. 2-minute timer on the screen when it counts here. We will be back. Go ahead and get yourself something to eat or drink, or you can use the bathroom like I'm about to do. Take a lap around your house, whatever you want. Don't go anywhere. Be right back. Okay, we're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. Sure, I'll wash my hands. Yeah, sure. Okay. So guys, now it's time to talk about next steps, I guess. We've talked a lot about the game, what we thought went wrong. Voiced our disappointment. I'll voice it again. I'm disappointed, guys. I know a lot of you are too. I feel it. I share in your sadness about this big time. I know that everyone who watches regularly, everyone who shows up for these streams regularly is heartbroken by it. I mean, I am. I really thought that we were going to go further with it, but we're just not. And yeah. So I guess we're talking about next steps. And the first thing that I see in the chat here is try Brawl Stars. I played Brawl Stars like quite a bit for the first year of its release, first year or so. So I know a thing or two about Brawl Stars, but the game has got massive since I left. Like there's probably 3 times as many brawlers as there were when I started. So there'd be a lot to learn. Um, I could try that out a little bit. Here's my shot. 2 cents about Pokemon Unite for you. Typing Dan style right now. Pokemon Unite is a 5v5 MOBA game where the goal is to score the most points against the enemy team in 10 minutes. Farm XP and level up in each match. You can choose 3 heal items before every game. The best fit your character's needs. You got to work together to farm, not get jumped, and like win. Okay. Yeah, I have experience with MOBAs, but PC MOBAs. I've never played a MOBA on mobile, and I'm down to give it a shot. Honestly, I think like my earliest foundation for like competitive gaming was in MOBAs, so I kind of understand how MOBAs work and understand like metagame stuff related to like, or like understand that MOBAs have like a meta game, and I think I have a mind for that that could translate. So I know that a lot of members of TCM have been giving it a shot for the past 2 days, and I'm kind of sad that I didn't have the time to like hop on and like get right in with them and try this game out right away. But I'm going to try it out. I think the next live stream that I do, I think the team has more or less convinced me to like stream it. Have a day one stream where I open the account, take suggestions from viewers, like get tips, and try to feel my way out through the game. Doc says that they're having fun with it. Yeah, man, we should. We should. Maybe one day you'll get to the style of perfection. This is Dan talking to Ken. It's on Switch and mobile. You play on Switch. Seven says, please do that. Please go day one with Pokemon Unites. Yeah, I'm going to. You guys are hearing it now. Pokemon Unites is a game that I'm going to give a shot. I do want to say though that like I want to like have the opportunity to like see what else is out there as well. I mean, like I know that there's been players within the squad community that have played Pokemon Unites before, during, and after Squad Busters. And I like the idea that a lot of squad players may be gravitating towards a game. But I also recognize there could be other things out there too. And I want to see how that is how the rest of the world is, you know? There could be a pretty big silver lining to squad failing. You know, maybe there's an opportunity, a game that, you know, is like healthy and established and not going anywhere. You know, maybe there's a healthy opportunity out there for TCM to dive right in and like have a lot of fun, have a lot of success, and, you know, have this team play going on. And that's what I'm primarily after next. Only notice Pokemon Unite and Ken Unites. Hope it's not what I'm thinking. Yeah. I mean, it might be. Maybe maybe that's where his screen name came from. Don't worry, I'll be there to help. I spent way too many hours on the game. How long has Pokemon Unite's been out, Ken? I'm actually curious. I could look that up myself. Pokemon Unites. 2021. So it's been out for 4 years. Free to play multiplayer online battle arena video game. Developed by Timmy Studio Group. Published by the Pokemon Company for Android, iOS, Nintendo Switch. Yeah, so it's been out for a while. Well, what the hell? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Oh, Belgium and Netherlands. On their website news, I clicked into a notice of termination, but it says they're ending service in Belgium and the Netherlands in November of 2025, so this month. Like, is the game healthy? Like, is that a bad sign that they're ending service in these two countries? I mean, they post every few months, it looks like. Game update, July 2025. It's part of the Pokemon esports. Oh, okay. Esports. He says it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Okay. I'm curious, like, what do the Google Analytics say about this game? Like, if everyone was like, hawking like the Google analytics for Squad Busters, like, what do the analytics say for Unites? Like, that's what I'm curious about. See you later, Pyotrex. See you next time, man. I feel like I remember it being a governmental issue with them. Oh, like maybe their monetization model or whatever, like it didn't mesh with their local laws kind of thing. That's a real phenomenon right now as well. Like microtransactions are being scrutinized by regulatory um, agencies, which can be a good thing for the consumer, but it can be a bad thing for the developer, which could then in turn be a bad thing for the consumer. We never know. We never know. But looks like they got plenty of Pokemon in the game right now. A bunch that I know, but then some that I have no idea what these things are. Alcremie, I have no idea what that Pokemon is. I feel like I know a lot of these probably because of Pokemon Go. That's one thing that I have to say. I played like Red and Blue on Game Boy, the original Game Boy, but I didn't play like every generation of Game Boy game that came out after that. Like I just didn't. Yeah, I was interested in other things as I was growing up. I think Pokemon Go really allowed me to like learn about all the prior generations that I'd kind of like didn't play. So I know like all of these, like most of these. Let me see if there's any that I don't recognize at all. Serena, I think that's like a brand new one in Go right now. Yeah, I recognize like all of these, so I kind of know what these are already. Is there anything that I don't recognize? There was the one at the beginning, Alcremie, that I have no idea. I've never seen it. But everything else, I don't recognize Cramorant, but everything else, yeah. So I already know. I already know what these characters are. I just don't know like how they function in this new game yet. It's pronounced like alchemy, alchemy, but it looks like an ice cream Pokemon. Fluffy Cream Supreme and Alchemy Rise. Magnificent Cake and it grants itself a shield and sends a whipped cream to nearby ally Pokemon, restoring their HP, increasing their max HP for a short time. Fluffy Cream Supreme ends when Alchemy loses its shield. Okay, interesting. Alchemy and Cramorant are Gen 8 Pokemon, so very new. Okay, yeah. But yeah, I already know a lot of this stuff. I know Amarouge, I know Ceruledge, I know Meowscarada. Oh, Miraidon, I actually don't know. I don't know this one. Miraidon, Legendary in Eos. Eos Island. Yeah, I don't know that one yet. Miraidon, I don't know. I know Duraludon. I know Dragapult. Yeah, but I don't know those few that I've named. Yeah, so yeah, Pokemon Unites might give it a shot. I mean, why don't I throw it up on the screen so you guys can see what I'm looking at? Whoops. Let's get this window here. Um Reset transform. Wait, hold on a sec. Match. I mean, it should be showing it, right? Boink. Okay. Here is what I'm looking at. This is the website for the game. I didn't mean to do that either. Rip. That looks fine, I guess. So, like, there's all these Pokemon here. Unite roster. Polion, Palmont, Latias, Latios, Alcremie, Alolan Raichu, Suicune, Galarian Rapidash, Tinkaton, Psyduck, Darkrai, Armarouge, Ho-Oh, Ceruledge, Phalanx, Miraidon, Gyarados, Metagross, Meowscarada, Mimikyu, Blaziken, Mewtwo, Inteleon, Leafeon, Umbreon. That is not that, by the way. This is not an Eevee evolution, even though the name looks kind of similar because they're side by side. Chandelure, Lapras, Gudra, Zacian, Comfey, Dragapult, Urshifu, Sableye, Zoroark, Clefable, Scizor, Dodrio, Mew, Tyranitar, Buzzwole, Glaceon, Delphox, Espeon, Azumarill, Duraludon, Hoopa, Aegislash, Trevenant, Dragonite, Serena, Decidueye, Greedent, Sylveon, Mamoswine, Blastoise, Blissey, Gardevoir, Zorora, Pikachu, Charizard, Snorlax, Crustle. I love Snorlax so much. Snorlax is so great. I love playing like bulky, like warrior style characters in games that just like sit in your face and just outlast you. Crustle, Greninja, Eldegoss, Talonflame, Lucario, Venusaur, Mr. Mime, Slowbro, Absol, Machamp, Wigglytuff, Alolan Ninetales, Cramorant, Gengar. Also love some glass cannons. Gengar was a glass cannon in Pogo for sure. Garchomp, Cinderace. Yeah, extremely attack weighted Gengar. Interesting to see how they manifest all this stuff though. So let's see what the attackers are. Attackers are these. Dude, how is Gengar not an attacker? Are you kidding me? I literally sorted by attackers and Gengar is not an attacker. What is Gengar supposed to be? A supporter? Is it like a spell supporter? Bruh. Defender. Yeah, Snorlax, Lapras, Umbreon. Dude, I also love Umbreon. I loved playing Umbreon in Pokemon Go. Because he's so bulky. So bulky. Defender, Umbreon, Lapras, Snorlax, Blastoise, OG. All-arounder? Gengar is a speedster? Are you kidding me? He's a speedster. Gengar, a Pokemon that lurks in the shadows, is a master of surprise attacks. Offense, endurance, mobility being the... Well, I mean, I guess if you have super high attack, you would move first in the... Or if you had a high speed in the original games. Yeah, maybe that makes sense. Okay. Firain is so good with Umbreon. Umbreon is so OP. You think so? Dude, I love Umbreon in Go. I love Umbreon. I think Umbreon's amazing. Ghastly Haunter and Gengar. So like, do you evolve from Ghastly to Gengar throughout the match? Is that how the game works? So like you start with the base and then you evolve it? It can sneak up with behind its opponents without making a sound. On top of that, its move Unite move. Phantom Ambush lets it turn invisible, making its move. It is a move truly fitting Gengar, the Shadow Pokemon. Okay, okay. So as you level up, level 1, level 5, level 9. I see now. Okay, so you progress the match. Now, what about Latias? There's no evolution here. So how does this work? It doesn't evolve? You just level it constantly? So some Pokemon would have an evolution, like Palmot has one, right? Or 3. Okay. So some of them evolve and some of them don't. He has a spicy one-shot combo on Gengar. Okay. So some Pokemon like the legendaries that are on this list don't evolve. So like Darkrai obviously not going to evolve. Since he's a speedster, offense really high. Worst Nightmare resets Darkrai's move cooldown, sends a Pokemon into a nightmare. Then Darkrai suddenly appears in the nightmare. The Pokemon inside the nightmare takes damage over time, and when Darkrai damages it, the same Pokemon outside the nightmare also takes damage. What? Hold on. So you get a Pokemon to have a nightmare, and you deal damage to it in the nightmare. But you're also damaging it outside of the nightmare. What does that mean? I'd have to see that play out. I'm sure it's much more intuitive than that reads, but like, it's the same player, right? You're talking about the same player here. The nightmare begins a cage match. Oh, okay. So it's like, oh man, I can't even remember the character that's in League of Legends that has a cage match, basically. League of Legends. I'm trying to remember which hero or which champion does. It's not, no. I can't even remember champion list, League of Legends. Does anyone else follow League of Legends? I'm going to find it, and I'm going to be like, it's this one. There's so many in League of Legends, though. It's not Karthus. It's not Kassadin. Mordekaiser. That's the one I was looking for. Mordekaiser does this. Death's Grasp. No, excuse me. Where's the R? Realm of Death. So he basically banishes a champion, right? And you have a cage match with this champion, and no one else can see or target you or damage you or him. It's just you versus him. And you're like more powerful and they're weaker. It's exactly like that. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. That's what's up. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so Darkrai is like Mordekaiser. And then Sonic Rumble is coming out on November 5th. Sonic Rumble? What is Sonic Rumble? Sonic Rumble. Battle Royale game. Is there footage? Dang, it's loud. It's very loud in my ears. So you guys can't hear this. And I don't know if I can actually play the audio without getting demonetized, so I'm not going to play the audio. Multiplayer mayhem. 32 players. Dr. Eggman's back. This doesn't tell me enough about it to be interested, honestly. Like, I'm not like a massive fan of, I'm not like a huge Sonic fan for by any stretch. But yeah. What's a cool character from League of Legends that you liked? I'll try to think of a similar play style. I liked Braum. I liked, and I'm gonna name some different ones because I actually liked different characters. I liked Poppy. I liked, I actually like Diana a lot. Diana is very different from Braum and Poppy. But also the Diana that I played was like years ago, and Diana doesn't function the same way anymore. She got reworked. I mean, she works similar, right? It's not like they completely blew up the champion and started fresh. But Poppy and Braum, I really like those. If I'm thinking about other League of Legends characters, let's go back here. Let's see. Nasus was amazing to play. I liked Nasus. He's one of like very early character. Uh, yeah, Poppy's right there. Liked my Poppy. Rammus could be really fun. I never got into Riven because I don't think I was like mechanically gifted. Riven would like blow up people instantly. I also, a character that I probably should have played more was like Renekton. I think Rise is so cool now. Like his ultimate is so interesting. Shaco was annoying to play against. I never played him, but I was always super toxic about playing against him. Singed, dude. Oh my god. Singed was an ultimate troll, bro. Singed was a pain in lane, dude. Like, you just couldn't chase him. You just couldn't chase him. You would die chasing this guy. He was so so toxic to literally toxic. Like lore accurately toxic to play against. What else did I like? I used to play Soraka as healer. I would play Sona as a support as well. Soraka and Sona were actually really fun. What other mages did I like? I never played Syndra. I played with a couple of guys that really liked Udyr, but I never played really. Veigar Glass Cannon, you could literally one-shot people. His passive would scale to infinity. I remember him being just overpoweredly broken if you didn't like shut his game down early on. Or if you like didn't end the game soon enough, like Veigar could be like a one-shot terror for pretty much anyone on the map. Vi, I loved playing Vi. Vi was amazing. It just felt so satisfying to punch people. Anybody else on this list? We're coming to the end. I think maybe I played a little Zac, but yeah. TC is support type. No, dude, I love playing support roles in games. Like honestly, like when you're a tank that kind of like goes in and just like dictates an area of space for your team. Like you put yourself in harm's way, you take a ton of damage and like either barely escape or you set up like a massive like kill opportunity for your team. I love support types. I don't like being carry in MOBAs. I just like being I definitely like being the support type. Yeah, Diana was the one exception to that. Like Diana, you would be this, assassin. Weave your abilities between auto attacks to speed up your attack chain a little bit. I always like that. Like basically, animation canceling to get on to the next thing. Meowscarada is literally Zed, almost 1-for-1, shadow clones and all. Oh, okay. But yeah. That's awesome. Like, Garen was also hilarious. Like, it never failed. I'd end up in a match with a Garen that would like farm to level 18 and then just be totally rogue. Like we would never see Garen, and then at the end of the game, Garen would show up, Demacia, just like run in and auto die. Garen players were their own brand of human, dude. They were just Garen players were their own brand, man. Like, really. You will love Umbreon and Ho-Oh so much. Umbreon is so good at setting up kills. Okay, I'll have to keep that in mind. I'll play Umbreon because I, A, like Umbreon, but B, like tanky setups. Garen was something else. Yeah, Garen was really something else. Oh my god. I always wanted to get into Karma, but never did. I thought Karma had such like a cool, like, I'll never forget, like, first and foremost, League of Legends has probably some of the most like amazing like cinematics that they do like leading up to Worlds. And I'll never forget like one cinematic where Karma, they show a Karma, and it's like one of the most amazing depictions of Karma. Like it makes me want to find it. Hold on a sec. Maybe if I can find the video, I'll like share it with you. Like, but they have some of the sickest cinematics League of Legends does. Like most hype, like goosebump level hype, if you were actually like a fan of League. Like so freaking good. Like they spent millions on these things. League of Legends cinematic. Hold on. We're going to find these. Like legit. They were so good. All of them. Like literally all of them were just phenomenally done. Let's see. Playlists. 2025 season. Season 2021. I forget what year it was. It was before Anthem's music videos. Viewful playlist. No, it's not that. Gods? Was it Gods? No, it was before then. This year, we're talking like years ago. Dude, I really want to find this because it was like such a legit cinematic. I mean, Warriors is pretty dope. That was in 2020, but I think it was before. Awaken was also sick. Rise was sick. Oh my god, Rise was so sick. Rise had Faker in the video, in the cinematic. Faker. They depicted literal Faker in the cinematic. In the cinematic. He was like the raid boss that the protagonist of the cinematic meets at the end of his journey. And it's the most like, oh my god, this is so sick. Faker as Rise was so amazing, dude. Like, oh my gosh. I really want to find this video. They're in a field. It wasn't As We Fall, maybe? No, it's not As We Fall. No. It's not Warriors. No. Man, I wish this was a better order. Is it Awaken? It is Awaken. I'm okay. I'm trolling. You guys have to watch this. Like, this is too good. Hold on a sec. Get my... So, like, this video, when I saw this cinematic for this game, I was like, dude, League of Legends is the bomb. Like, they put so much into, like, making their game just phenomenal. And all of the marketing and all of the ad stuff for their game, it's just perfect. Like, literally, it's perfection. And, like, the fact that they could put out these cinematics and it be this good, just wonderful. Hold on. I'm gonna get the volume for you guys so we can all hear it. It's probably gonna be kind of loud, so I'll curtail the volume as much as I can. But yeah, if you're a fan of the game, all these characters are just sick. Bro, it's not a game. That's a movie. It is. Like, there were actual, like, movies that they made. Dude, Draven. Oh my gosh. And here we go with, this is, I think it's Irelia, if memory serves. But, like, when these characters go in, it's like, oh my gosh. So Draven and Riven have a clash, but then there's this army. It's about to gangbust this town. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Dude, you have so many hours on Draven and Pyke. Oh man, Pyke, sick character. Oh my gosh. Sion shows up. Oh, dude. Raven's like slaying the Draven's minions here, his underlings. She's like, bet, dude. And then Draven's like, oh, you haven't seen anything yet, nerd. Sion wrecks Irelia. And you're like, oh no. Oh, this is bad. Sion. No one's taking down Sion, dude. Just no one's doing it. No way. And she's like, I guess it's over, right? And then Jin traps down. And all these, like, all the small touches, like, the fact that you can see that, like, Jin, like, when you look at his gun, you can tell he's on his, like, critical shot. It's, like, it's so sick. All of it. But she's about to get wrecked, right? And then Karma shows up, dude. Ah! This is cinema, dude. Like, I'll never forget this. And they wreck Sion. It's like, yeah, boy. And then guess who? Yasuo shows up, boy. Oh, and Kennen. Oh, man, that was also cool. Yeah. Riven starts punking on Draven. Look at his gun. Look at his gun. Ah! All of the fine details, dude. This was peak, man. Like, such a sick opener, man. Like, oh my gosh. 2019. Man, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Like, A, music is awesome. B, they spend like millions, like actually millions on this stuff. Like, wild to me. Actually wild. So freaking phenomenal. And actually, I have to like make sure that my monetization is off for that, because they will demonetize my video for playing audio from like certain things. So I'm gonna go ahead and demonetize the live stream anyway. So they can't. They can't get on to me about it. But yeah, dude, yeah. So we are reacting to that. That is what's up. I'm just like, dog, this was such a, man, League of Legends did so many things right with like all of their marketing. Their marketing, ridiculously strong. Like, ridiculously strong. Like, no shot people could actually compete with their level of like just passion for the way they marketed this game and the way that they like hyped everyone up for world championships every single year. Everything was just so well done, so well executed. Like, legit. Incredible. Incredible. I mean, all of their worlds, see, Cinematic League of Legends. Oh my gosh, ads suck. Indeed. Like, what was this down here? It was... Rise was also really good. I liked Rise. I liked... Let's see. Arcane. I haven't really watched Arcane very much. I saw a little bit of the first season, but it didn't grab my attention. Harsh, I can see you on Unite. Play ranked instead so we can play with Noxon. Oh, okay. So anyways, this is the kind of thing, like, these games, these are the kind of games, like, the kind of marketing for games that just wins. Like, if you can do something like this, right, and have like an amazing music video with it that's like so well crafted and so well put together and like produced, Like you can win people over and get new people into a game. I really wish, really wish that like Squad had seen a little bit more of that kind of like marketing for them. Like they had a pretty massive splash with like a bunch of celebrities on the launch trailer. I think they had like a bunch of face actors. They had like Chris Hemsworth in there. And like that's pretty serious. Like when you get like a Marvel movie star on your advertisement, like I wish more of that had continued, right? In like for the 2.0 release, like they had another like awesome trailer that was like enticing and they could throw it everywhere in the world. But I couldn't tell that was happening. Kind of sad though. Kind of sad. So anyways, guys, we were talking about Pokemon Unites earlier. We got onto a tangent talking about League of Legends and like the characters that I like to play, that I used to play in League, because I don't play League anymore. I just watch competitive now. And we were learning that like I might like Umbreon because I liked playing a lot of supports, like tank supports or like warriors more or less in MOBAs. So like you're sort of, decently bulky and you have like either mobility or like a little bit of crowd control built into your kit, and you oftentimes have a little bit of sustain as well. So you're sort of like someone who can just get into a fight and like continue to fight, rather than a glass cannon, which gets into a fight, deals a bunch of damage, and either succeeds or dies. Or you're just a straight tank that gets into a fight and lives and outlives if you outlive your damage dealer, you then die after the fact. I like warrior types, right? But yeah, we'll end up downloading this game, guys. We'll end up giving this a shot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm also considering, maybe having a fun stream where I do like maybe open up Clash of Clans and kind of see what's going on with Clash of Clans. I haven't played Clash of Clans in a long time, but I kind of just want to like feel my way out with the transition. You guys know that I have history with other games prior to Squad. All of you do. Everyone's played other games before, and a lot of those older games that I've played before are still succeeding. Like they're still thriving, and it'd be interesting to kind of just check in and kind of see like, do I enjoy this? But I feel like Pokemon Unites would be probably a good translatable skill set from Squad Busters to like kind of make a move with the team and try to like be a team in a new space. So maybe that's something that we end up doing, And I do want to give that one a really good, strong shot. But I do want to maybe give, for example, Clash of Clans another shot. If you didn't know, I have a Clash Royale account that I'm played a lot of Clash Royale too, guys. You haven't seen it yet, but I have an account that's like very, very, very high level. Everything's level 14 at least. I have a handful of level 15s cards. I have a handful of card evolutions. So it's not like I'd be a brand new player there. No, I have lots of hours in Clash Royale. A lot. Probably lifetime more than what I had in Squad. Like if I'm guessing. But tis what it is. Tis what it tis. We will be making some moves. Just got to figure it all out, one step at a time. There's so much potential for our channel here, for our community that we've been putting together, for TCM, and we got to ride the next wave, I guess. We got to find and ride the next wave. And no one likes change, like no one likes to be forced to change, but we have to change. We have to evolve. And I guess that's where we're at with it now. But I think that given my weekend, oh man, guys, I am tired. I'm still exhausted from the party that we just had last night. Oh my gosh. I think I got an okay amount of sleep, but I got home after 4 a.m. So we were out late. We were out late at that party. I got home after 4 a.m. And I need to take a nap because I think friends are wanting to like meet up to have like maybe some dinner, but also beyond that, I think we're actually gonna have a movie night. One of my friends is in town from Puerto Rico, so yeah, family is in the military, so change is basically my best friend. Ken Unite says, so I'm ready. Oh boy, well you'll have to teach me a thing or two about change, Ken. Two are telling me I need to play Pokemon. Yeah, Mr. A. I think that's what we're gonna get into. I'm pretty sure my next stream is gonna be giving Pokemon Unites like opening the game the first time, starting a new account, seeing how it goes, learning how to play, maybe hopping into some games with some members of TCM in that first stream, like after I get my feet barely wet, and kind of giving it a shot. So my next stream, probably gonna give Pokemon Unites a shot, yeah, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah. So yeah, guys. I know over time people may want to talk about squad more. I'm open to talking about that as we go. At a certain point, though, I am going to like maybe want to stop talking about it so much. But I understand that the people who've watched the channel, since this spring, and really were invested in the game like I was, and everyone else on TCM and in the Discord was, people are probably going to want to vent about this topic for a while, and I get it. It's not something that I'm going to be able to forget very easily because it marked such a critical chapter for me in my life, like kind of finding, purpose with a team again, and like finding, essentially like finding a new family, and, feeling like I had this group of friends that were like excellent at the same thing that I wanted to be excellent at, and wanted to like team up for it and like become more excellent. Like that's sort of what I got out of forming TCM, is like bringing together a lot of excellent people, and ended up finding, like gaining, like building deeper friendships and bonds with those people. Dev sold, man. All they had to do was listen to the community to make a better game. Brother, I totally agree with you. I think that largely they kind of gave up at a certain point, and weren't really listening and weren't really communicating the way that they could have been. And it makes me feel really sad about that. No Supercell game is safe. Yeah, dude. Ken says Supercell. It's funny. Nice pun. All right, guys, but it's honestly, you guys know that I like to stream for about 2 hours and then call it quits. And today I've just been doing a lot of talking. I haven't played a game at all. I haven't played a single game. We've just been chatting. We spent about the first hour talking about how we're feeling bad, how we, lamenting the things that we think went wrong. I know I kind of rambled a little bit. It wasn't some sort of majorly cohesive statement that I was like scripting out to talk to you about. I kind of just talked off the, spoke my heart about the issue. And yeah, I just feel super bad for content creators. Class is quitting his channel. Well, Class kind of curtailed his content creation earlier in the summer. But yeah, I think, perhaps Class as a super creator had a little bit better picture that perhaps this was going to happen before it happened. And I'm not talking like the day before or the week before. I'm talking like months before. Maybe he got, news that indicated to him that he should move on. But yeah, I'm pretty sure based on something that I heard Stormy say in his video about this topic, that perhaps the super creators knew definitively about a week before it was announced to the community that this was going to occur. But I also think that perhaps the super creators, based on meetings that they had over the summer, had, based on those meetings, which they can't publicly talk about, were less than inspired at the time to continue creating regular content. And that's without saying anything that was said actually in the room, right? I wasn't there. I don't know anything. But, bro, I know Gaming Art is really mad. I am pretty upset, and I feel very bad for Gaming Art. If there's one person that I feel the most bad for right now, it's Gaming Art. Because he was locked in, and his channel, he was growing. He has what, like 32,000 subscribers last time I looked at him. His channel was like actually like looking solid. Hold on, Gaming Art. Like this guy, no, 34,000. This guy's doing fantastic. And like he's locked in with like daily content, right? He's still creating some content. Like, look, every day. This guy's producing videos every single day. Right? Live, maybe not as much, right? Like I'm streaming. He's making videos, right? He'll do the occasional stream, right? Looks like 2 months ago he did 4. 3 months ago he did 2. 4 months ago he did 3. 5 months ago he did 2. 6 months ago he did 1. 7 months ago he did 1, 2, 3. So like you can see, like it's just our content was different. But this guy was really on the path. Like he wanted to be a super creator. And the game that he like built, basically got his community in and was starting to consolidate his community. He got up to a certain point and then they pulled the rug. So like as much as I want to feel bad for myself, right? Eventually, I would love to be a super creator one day. He is so much more like solidly on that path of like getting there. And how does he translate? Like how does he's forced to pick up another Supercell game to become a super creator for Supercell, right? But does he enjoy other Supercell games? Everything that I've seen from him is that no, Squad Busters is the first Supercell game he played, and he really, really loved it. And it's going away. Now creators have to look for a new game and start from scratch, losing views. Yeah. So yeah, we feel that. Part of me wants to get, give Clash of Clans a shot again, because I still love Clash. Clash was my first mobile gaming love. If you look at my YouTube channel, all the videos on my YouTube channel are Clash of Clans videos, and that was when I filmed videos. Like years ago, before I really knew about anything about editing, I just kind of like did it. And I still don't know enough about editing to feel like I'm like able to do the kind of stuff that these guys are doing. But it's not to say that I couldn't learn. Refused to play Supercell game after the situation. I know I quit Squad, but man, now I wish I played more. Why? You think quitting Squad was contributing to them killing the game? You were one less viewer, or one less player. Nah, I don't think it was just people, like individuals choosing to leave the game. I really do think that it was that they never really created a model that allowed them to monetize nearly like their other titles. Like every month you can buy skins for your heroes in Clash of Clans. Every month you can get skins for brawlers in Brawl Stars. Every month, like Clash Royale, there's always things to buy. And they never gave us the opportunity to do that with Squad. Like the ways that people were able to spend money were quite limited. And if all they were doing was making skins in this, while they weren't adding functionality to the game, I think the game could have floated. Kova says, I stopped buying the pass when skins were gone. Kova, you're not wrong for that, dude. Like, absolutely. If you have a maxed out account, your squaddies don't need levels, and, well, there's no more skin part of the pass, you just stop buying the pass. There's nothing to buy. And so what do they do to kind of stimulate people to buy the pass again? Oh, they released the hero update. But there's no cosmetics in that. It's only hero points. And it was, and I hate to say it, but even when they put hero points into the pass, the overall pass just felt really bland to people who had been like avid players and supporters from, a year ago. It's like, oh, okay, another pass. I'm only playing this for the hero points. And that was it, right? Like, I wasn't playing for the multipliers. I wasn't playing for the style tickets. I wasn't playing for any of that. I was playing for the hero points. And once I maxed all my heroes out, there was nothing more to play for. Right? There was nothing more to like upgrade. I could have revived Squad Busters, man. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. Sorry, guys. Nah, I think that the devs gave up at a certain point when, if they just kept their nose to the grindstone and figured out how to sell things to the players, they could have made it through a period of uncertainty. Right? If they were struggling to figure out how to put new modes in, the big stuff, right? The big functionality things. If they're struggling to figure out how to add that, at least give us the candy in the meantime. At least give us the opportunity to buy candy so that when you're able to figure out your recipe for steak and potatoes and, a wonderful sauce to put on your steak and potatoes, that once that's ready to serve, right, people can purchase that. But in the meantime, you need to sell people candy, which skins. People love candy. People love chocolate. Sell me a little piece of chocolate here and there, right? I'd rather them kill off Moko than Squad. Totally. I haven't played Moko, but what I can say is what I have seen from Moko doesn't look interesting. The gameplay loop looks quite boring after a while. And that's not to say that the gameplay loop for Moko was that much better than Squad Busters, but the multiplayer aspect of Squad is something that I liked a lot more on its face than Moko. Moko looked like a Fiesta. Looked like a Fiesta, man. Just a total cluster. Absolutely true. You just lost hope too early, and the more you're losing hope, the little work you're giving, and then it can get into a chain reaction, which happened here. Yeah, Moko was fun for 2 weeks, and it was garbage. Yeah, dude, I feel you on that. Again, I haven't played Moko. Perhaps when they actually launch Moko Global, although you say that they have, it would seem to me that Moko is kind of next on this chopping block. I can't believe that Squad Busters is actually going, man. Like, I can't believe they gave up on this game. They launched this global game that brought all the characters from all the different Supercell games together. That's so cool. And then so quickly they just gave up on it. And it's been a major letdown, dude. It's global all already. Yeah, dude. I can't even. Look, guys, it's been 2 hours and 10 minutes. I need to rest. Then go see friends again. I got friends in town that flew into the United States just to come to our Halloween party last night. By the way, it was that good of a party. And we would like to see them while they're here. But next stream, I'll say it one last time. We're gonna give Pokemon Unites a shot. We're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna boot the game up, start a brand new account on stream, see how it works. And for that matter, beyond that stream, maybe give some other games a shot. Boot the game up the first time, try it out. Maybe there needs to be a period of time where we're doing a little bit of variety. But if TCM wants to try to settle in on a title and thinks that that's what they really like, settle in on that and kind of push that a little bit. I have a game I want you to try. I'm a content creator for Kova. Send me a link to the game or something on Discord, dude. Make sure you're on my Discord server. Send me a link. And guys, all of you can hit me up on Discord. At me. It's okay if you at me in community chat. I'm not gonna get mad about it. I know that we're in kind of a weird time. If you want to at me, that's fine. You're not bothering me. It's cool. When we figure out what we're gonna do next, maybe I'll be like, hey, could we cool it out with the ads? But for now, feel free to at me. My DMs are also open. I don't like people to come at me lots and lots and lots in DMs. But if you say, hey, TC, I think you should try this out. Hope you're well, man. Perfect, right? Occasionally, people will think that once they've opened a line of communication with me, that I'm just going to chat with them all day. And let me just tell you, I actually have a life, guys. Like outside of gaming, I have a life. I need to engage in real life. So I can't be like super buddy with everyone in DMs constantly. But I like to DMs when it relates to anything having to do with the channel. I do treat it, somewhat like business in a sense. But my DMs are open. Hit me up. Yeah, Kova, Ken, let's make sure that he gets on Discord. I think there is a command on Twitch, but YouTube is not that way. Let me invite people. So this link right here is active for 7 days, so you should be able to get in with this. Join the Discord server. Definitely want people to like offer suggestions for games to try out. Give things a shot. Like I would love for TCM to jump into a game that is like launching or has launched, and we're able to like hop into team play and maybe jump into some tournaments as like total amateurs and kind of see what's up. So yeah. Okay. Anyways, guys, it's time for me to go. Much love tonight. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through whatever transition period this is, and we're gonna make sure that whatever we do next, you guys know where I'm going. You guys know where TCM's going. You guys know where all of our people are gravitating, and we'll give different things a shot. But squad's been real. It's coming to an end. Much love, guys. Peace out.